A man was flying a plane for the first time when a volcano erupted. Lava was flowing into the airport. Everyone was very anxious. The man drove the plane onto the runway. He was going to wait for the water tower to fall and then rush past it, but lava was coming closer from behind. The man had to start the plane and begin to taxi. Luckily, the water tower fell down at that time. The man quickly sped up and rushed through the sea of fire. After that, he forced the plane to climb. After he kept trying hard, the plane finally got up into the sky, but the landing gear was damaged and couldn't be pulled in. This caused the plane to take in a lot of volcanic ash. At this time, the engine began to shake because it was blocked by volcanic ash. The man quickly called the headquarters, but the pilot of another plane began to ask for help. It turned out that when he was taking off, his fuel tank was cut and fuel was leaking. The plane could only keep flying for 20 minutes. So the man came up with a bold idea. The two planes would keep the same speed. Then they would use a steel rope to move all the passengers over. But the headquarters was against it at once, because if it failed, both planes would crash. However, the man left the decision to the passengers. To his surprise, all the passengers agreed to take the risk to save people. With the support of the passengers, the man quickly sped up and caught up with the other plane. He then kept the same speed. When the steel rope was fixed, the first group of passengers walked into the cargo basket and were moved over successfully among screams. But the ropes on the cargo basket were worn. Luckily, the second group of passengers were also moved over smoothly. But at this time, the pilot of the other plane was still left behind. Since there was no cargo basket, he had to climb over by hand. At this moment, the headquarters sent a command. It asked the man to climb to a higher altitude at once, because the plane's altitude was already below the warning line. If it flew lower, it would lose control. Luckily, the pilot was finally saved at this time. The man quickly climbed the plane. But the next problem was the landing. Because the landing gear was already damaged and the engine was blocked by volcanic ash, the man was very scared. The pilot comforted him. As long as he slowed down quickly, just like in the simulator training before the wings touched the ground, he could make a successful landing. The pilot believed that the man could do it this time. Finally, thanks to the man's efforts, the plane made a forced landing successfully. He saved the passengers on the plane,